Yeah. Let's get the video started. This is the Jackster Show. La, la, la. This is the Jackster Show. La, la, la. This is the Jackster Show. I can't stop. La, la. I am still in the kitchen. Okay. This video is going to be about parenting. There will be a few videos. Okay. So this video is going to be about parenting. So I got my hair cut. It's a lot shorter than the last time y'all seen it, but it's finally healthy. An old friend did it, which is really awesome. An old friend did it. I don't know if you guys could hear me. An old friend did it, which was really awesome because my voice is going out. I don't even know why. An old friend did it, and it was really awesome because I hadn't thought of him doing it before, even though I follow his page. He's a barber. Yeah. So this video is going to be about parenting. So I'm really glad that the last video, as far as me, well, that wasn't the last video. This is probably going to be the last video will probably be, it wasn't the last video. So from my best friend's video, me breaking up with my best friend, that got a lot of feedback. I'm glad that I got a lot of feedback because this video is going to be about parenting. Someone had messaged me and asked me, can I make a video about it, because she's having a little bit of a hard time, which is fine. And we all do, okay? I don't want to make it seem like I'm perfect. I'm just giving advice as it comes to me. But remember, I'm only 26, and even though I feel like God helps me out so much, especially in the parenting arena, I'm not perfect. I wish Isabella would have come with a blueprint, and I just wish she would have came with instructions, but she didn't. If ever you have a question about parenting, never feel bad. People don't believe in the saying anymore that it takes a village to raise a child, but it does. And everyone wasn't blessed with the same support that I was. I have my mom that helps me out a lot as far as being supportive of me. Even though my husband is not like around, and even though we're going through a divorce, he's been very supportive of what I'm doing with Isabella, and he tells me all the time that I'm a fabulous mother. And even though I don't feel like I need to be told that, it always feels good when you get a good job, because we need it. We absolutely need it. Like, if you are a single parent, man or woman, it's hard. If you have two parents in the household, it's hard. Kids do not come with an instruction manual. They don't come with a blueprint. The books lie. There's nothing a book. And actually, they don't lie. They give guided advice. But, the questions that we actually have, they're not answering. The books are only there. Go. I love you, Mommy. I love you too. Parenting. So, never feel like when you ask a question, especially with me, because I feel like I'm an open book, and I do feel like I've done a good job with protecting the people in my life. But as far as being open, that's what I'm here for. So never feel like I don't know what to do and I'm too scared to ask. When it comes to parenting, ask. We're not perfect, but it does help when you have extra help. So this particular parenting video is going to be about discipline. which a lot of people are confused with, especially with challenges in society. People feel like you cannot discipline your kids. It is a God-given right for you to discipline your kids. Never be afraid of you disciplining your kids. It's how you discipline your kids that's going to it's going to result in whether it's effective or not. My first piece of advice when it comes to disciplining your kids is knowing your kids. Sometimes getting a spanking or being popped on the hand doesn't work. Some kids, even as little as 2, need a phone taken away. If you give your 2-year-old your phone, like to play little games or things like that, the way that I raised my daughter, she doesn't really get to play games on my phone. But I know a lot of parents that do, which I'm not judging. I just am a little bit more old school. Some kids need things taken away. It could be as simple as a tablet, a phone. It could be very simple, something that they like. It could be as simple as a toy. Some kids do really good with timeout, and some kids do really good with, just talking to. Some kids do need a spanking on the butt or a pop on the hand. There's nothing wrong with that. When it comes to disciplining your kids, I can honestly say that if you learn your child, it'll probably go a lot easier. For those who are not spiritual in any way, this is basics. But if you are spiritual, pray. That helps out a lot too. You see what I'm saying? Because there's only higher power that can help sometimes. And, kids can be difficult. It's very easy to deal with other people's kids instead of your own. People don't get that either. They don't. I'm a preschool teacher. There's no way I wanted the same class. There's no way I would have wanted my daughter in the same class as me ever in life. Because there's an emotional connection there. And even though you have a connection with other students, it's very much different when it's just your child. So my first piece of advice is to learn your child. Learn who they are. Learn what they like. Learn what works and what doesn't work. And my pastors have always said, you should know your child. And that's something that I've always prayed, and I feel like I know her very well. As far as good, bad, what came from me, what came from her dad, what came from other people in her family, what comes from her friends. I know every little single change, just like I know every little single change in my body, and I pray that it stays that way. My second piece of advice is stay consistent. When it comes to discipline, no matter if it's a timeout, no matter if it's a spanking on the butt, no matter if it's a pop on the hand, no matter if it's taking something away, or even getting incentive for good behavior, stay consistent. That is the only thing that really helps for kids. If you stay consistent and you keep them, it's just like when people blame their behaviors on their upbringing and where they're from. When people are from an unstable environment, most likely they're going to be unstable as an adult. It's not the same for everyone, but usually that's what the result is going to be. If you stay consistent with your child, they will know what to test you with and what not to test you with. And you want to get your child to a certain point that they're really not testing limits to get you out of character. They are going to test you regardless. That's what they're here for. They're here to teach us patience and to see how far they can go. You want to teach them that they can't go very far and that they need your guidance, and you want to teach them how to be a responsible adult. The only way that you're going to be able to do that is to stay consistent. What I mean by consistency is if your child is having a hard time at dinner and they will not eat, but they want a dessert, you let them know. You cannot have a dessert until you are done with dinner. If they are throwing a tantrum, do not give in. Don't give them the dessert. You wait for them to eat, and then they can have dessert. Period. Do not give them the dessert just because you want them to be quiet. That doesn't help. If you stay consistent and you stay stern, most likely parenting is going to get a lot easier. Even with teenagers. I mean, honestly, I don't have a teenager now, but I know when I was a teenager and my mom wasn't consistent with what she said, I knew I was going to get away with something. And my mom's probably watching this now, like, how dare she? My mom was always pretty consistent. I knew exactly what I can push with and what I couldn't push with. But the things that she wasn't consistent on, I can definitely tell you those are the times that I've gotten away with something. And just not even just as a teenager, but as a kid on a whole. Kids are going to try to see what level they can go to. I mean, honestly, they're learning who they are, so it's inevitable. The last thing I can honestly say, the last piece of advice that I have for parents as of right now, just for a discipline video, is do not discipline out of anger. Whatever you do, don't do it. In the Bible, it says that kids are not even ours. They're God's. So there's no way you should be disciplining out of anger. And it happens even to the best of us. But at the same time, always keep that in mind. You wouldn't want anyone lashing out at you because they're angry. When you discipline is not them doing what you want them to do. It's guiding them to the correct choice. And there's a very, very, very big difference on that. You don't want to be a dictator just because they're not doing what you would like. So, third, never discipline out of anger. You wouldn't want anyone to do that to you. And there's a big difference. Disciplining is guiding. When you do it out of anger, it's more like a dictatorship. You just want them to do what you want them to do. That's not correct. You want to guide them into the right choice because at the end of the day, they're going to be an adult and they need to learn how to make the correct choice on their own. The discipline lets them know that there is a consequence for their choice. So when they make a bad choice, it's so much easier to discipline them out of it, discipline them without being in anger too, because then you're in the right frame of mind. When you discipline them out of anger, there should be communication. You should be calm. And we're not always calm. So that means sometimes you got to walk away. But never forget. Come right back and make sure you handle your business with your child, whatever the discipline is. So that way they know whatever bad choice that they made or whatever choice that you felt like was inappropriate, there's still going to be a consequence to it. So there are times where you do have to walk away from your child. There are times where you do have to walk away from your child when you're very, very upset. That's okay. It's okay to walk away. Just make sure that you come back and let them know that their behavior was inappropriate and correct it. So number one, remember, know your kid. That's the first piece of advice. Know what works, know what doesn't work. Number two, stay consistent. Consistency is the only way to even cause a good habit or a bad habit. Remember that. And number three, never discipline out of anger. If you do, it's okay to apologize and let them know that their behavior was still inappropriate. Never be afraid to discipline your child. There's just a correct way to discipline. And unfortunately, a lot of our parents didn't discipline us the correct way, and so we kind of don't know how to discipline, or we don't want to hurt our kid, or we don't want to hurt our kid, and we're scared of what other people will think. If you do believe in spankings, what I was always taught from elders is to go below the waist, never above the waist. That really does help because then you're not hitting your kid in their face. 2 fingers on the hand is okay when they're very little. But if you believe in doing a belt or a swat, it should be on the butt or the thighs. Yeah. So, remember If you like the video and you like the advice that I give, or if you feel like there's advice that I missed on discipline, definitely put a comment down below. Hit the like button if you liked it. And definitely subscribe if you subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to know when I'm going to upload again and when I've put in a new upload. And what I mean by when I'm going to upload again, I mean that I'm trying to upload weekly, and usually they're supposed to come out on Friday. So you'll see on my page is if there's a video you can't access, it should just say premiere set. So that means that you will be able to access it at a certain date. So hit the like and subscribe button. Oh, and if you want to follow me, my social media is right here. Right here. It's right here. I am on Facebook, I am on Instagram, and I'm on Twitter. This is how I'm getting feedback. So do not be afraid to hit me up. I do look at my messages. Also on my YouTube channel, I do have an email and it goes straight to me. You can always email me. The fastest way to get a hold of me is through Messenger on Facebook. That way, I know exactly what's going on. I have even FaceTimed some of my followers, especially if they need help on something, or a phone call, whatever they need help on, I'm down for. So just let me know, and let me know what you would like to see for the next video. Bye, friends. I love you.